So come down to your hands and knees. Tuck the toes, bring the seat to the heels, extend the legs, coming into downward dog. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 6. Inhale, exhale, 7. Inhale, exhale, 8. Inhale, exhale, 9. Inhale, exhale, 10. Inhale out to a plank. Exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 6. Inhale, exhale, 7. Inhale, exhale, 8. Inhale, exhale, 9. Inhale, exhale back to downward dog. Walk the feet forward till the shoulders are over the wrist and the hips are over the ankles. Press down into the floor or blocks. Make sure you can press your hands down all the way and let your head be heavy. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Let go of the neck. Exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Release. Inhale, exhale, 6. Inhale, exhale, 7. Inhale, exhale, 8. Inhale, exhale, 9. Inhale, exhale, 10. Heel toe the feet to the edges of the mat, turning the feet out slightly. Bend the knees, coming into a deep squat, hands to prayer, elbows against the inner thighs. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, exhale, 6. Inhale, exhale, 7. Inhale, exhale, 8. Inhale, exhale, 9. Inhale, exhale, 10. Bring your hands to the floor. Make your way for your seat to come to the floor. Extend the legs out in front of you. Inhale, bend the right knee to the chest. Exhale, right foot flat on the floor outside the left knee. Flex the left foot. Inhale, the left arm by the ear. Exhale, twist to the right, elbow outside the knee. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale to the front of the mat. Exhale, extend the right leg. Inhale, bend the left knee to the chest. Exhale, left foot flat on the floor outside the right knee. Flex the right foot. Inhale, the right arm by the ear. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale to the front of the mat. Exhale, extend the left leg. Bend the knees, bringing the feet to the floor. Keep the feet and knees inner hip width distance apart. Hands behind you, fingers pointing forward. Inhale, lift the hips to tabletop. Exhale, option to lower the head. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale. 3, inhale. Exhale. 4, inhale. Exhale. 5, inhale. Exhale. 6, inhale. Exhale. 7, inhale. Exhale. 8, inhale. Exhale. 9, inhale the chin to the chest. Exhale, lower the seat to the floor. All right, beautiful. Everybody can come to a seated position. You're welcome to sit on blocks or combination of blocks and blankets. Welcome, everyone. Foundational Vinyasa. All right, so we're going to chant on the fourth. Well, this is the fifth week. So the fourth, if we have a fifth week, we repeat the lesson from the fourth week. So it's inversions. And in this lesson, we sing the focus of the month, the chant of the month. And what we've been chanting this month are the bija mantras, which means seed mantras for the chakras. Raise your hand if you've heard of chakras before. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you have. Okay, yeah. So it's a part of yin. I mean, it's a part of yoga as well as Ayurveda, and it's a way of thinking of the body. And there's been millions of books written about the chakras. I recommend one called Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anadea Judith, and it compares the chakra system, which is from ancient India. It goes probably back, a couple thousand years before Common Era. And it compares that to the Western idea of psychology and psychological development. So that's one thing to read to learn a little bit more about that. So we're going to chant the seed mantras. So everyone. So the first chakra is at the root chakra. And we're just going to briefly talk about each one, okay? So the first chakra is in the area of the perineum and the tip of the tailbone, the coccyx. And the mantra for this chakra is Lam. So I want you to close your eyes. We're going to all chant Lam and try to focus on the area of your coccyx and the perineum. Lam, Lam. The second chakra is in the area of the sexual organs and sacrum and the low back. And it's about sensuality, sexuality, and creativity. The bija mantra is Vam. Third chakra is in the area of the solar plexus. It's one that I think almost everybody has felt when you feel butterflies in the pit of your stomach. That's in the area of the solar plexus. Let's chant Ram. Ram. The heart chakra, everybody knows where that is, and I'm sure everybody has felt emotion in your heart chakra. The bija is Yam. Yam. The throat chakra, everybody knows where that is. Bija is Ham. Sixth chakra, Ajna chakra, is in the area of the forehead where the pineal gland is. And the mantra is Om. Seventh chakra is on the crown of the head, and the mantra is also Om. Om. Let's observe silence for just a moment, seeing if you can feel the effects of the warm-up and the chanting and the focusing on the chakras. See if that has shifted anything for you already. Learning about the chakras, it's exciting, and there's a lot of knowledge and thousands of years of ideas about it that goes into it. So of course we're only scratching the surface talking about it today. And I urge you, if you're curious about it, to do some reading on the subject, chakras. All right, and go ahead and open the eyes. So is this your first time for foundational vinyasa? Raise your hand. Okay, a couple people that are new to foundational. Have you taken the fundamentals class here? Yeah? No, anybody who has never taken I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. So we have one person who's never taken it. Okay, great. Have you taken yoga before? Okay, good. So this is sort of our intermediate class, and we will experience a full vinyasa class, but it's a little slower than one of our open classes. They're little workshop sections, and we will be workshopping inversions. So go ahead and stand up, everyone, and come to the top of your mat. So when I say vinyasa, what does vinyasa mean? Vinyasa is a Sanskrit word. V means sequence, and yasa means to place consciously. So vinyasa is a sequence that is placed consciously. And one thing we mean by that is that just like you would do when you were working out, you would start with things that warm up the body to prepare for deeper asanas that stretch the body more and use the strength of the body more. So that's just one thing we mean by a sequence that is placed consciously. And here at Urban Sadhu, there are 5 elements to a vinyasa class. The first one is to set an intention. So by chanting today, we set the intention to become aware of and focus on the chakras. The next pillar that we have is Ujjayi pranayam. And Ujjayi is also a Sanskrit word. It means upward victorious breath. And it is a nasal breath. You breathe in and out through the nose with a constriction at the back of the throat. So everybody, I want you to pretend like your hand is a pair of sunglasses and you want to blow on the sunglasses to fog them up so you can polish them off. So practice that. Yeah, I hear that constriction in the back of the throat. You all know it instinctively. Yeah. So if you have that little constriction, moisture is coming out. So put away your sunglasses. You're going to keep that constriction, but close the mouth. So breathe in and out through the nose. And everybody just practice that on your own time, breathing in and out of the nose with that constriction in the back of the throat. I can hear it. That sounds good. Now, I found I probably was practicing yoga at least a year, maybe 2, before I was really able to find that constriction on the inhale. It's easier to find it on the exhale. So I finally discovered that if I kind of flare my nostrils, that helps me have the constriction on the inhale. So that's just something to play with. It might not work for you. Once we start practicing Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi pranayama at the top of class, we keep it the whole class. And Ujjayi pranayama helps raise our energy and it helps raise the heat. But it also, like, you know, if you see a dog, they're panting, their mouth is open, they're letting out heat, they're letting out moisture. We are closing the mouth, so we're keeping the heat and the moisture inside. So this is one tool that we have that helps us to get through the class before needing water. So that's something to keep in mind. So that's the second. So far we have intention and we have Ujjayi pranayam. The next one is Mula Bandha. And Mula Bandha means root lock in Sanskrit, and it is a pulling up of the pelvic floor. So for this one, I want you to close your eyes and just come to a comfortable standing position. And I want you to concentrate on your pelvic floor, so that it starts at the perineum, that area between the anus and the genitals. But it's not just there. It is, your pelvic floor is sort of a basket shape of about 15 muscles. It's slightly different for born male bodies and born female bodies, but it's approximately 15 muscles that weave together, forming sort of a basket shape. So it starts the perineum, but actually goes up higher into your abdominals. So I want you to concentrate on constricting or contracting or just pulling up the pelvic floor. Now, some people compare it to a Kegel exercise, but in a Kegel exercise, you're only holding a Kegel for, maybe 30 seconds a minute. Mula Bandha, or root lock, once we start contracting it at the top of the class, we hold it for the whole class. So it's obviously a little more subtle than a Kegel. And it's actually an advanced practice, which is why we start learning it at the beginning in an intermediate class like this. So that's the next thing. The next thing is a continuous movement from one asana to the next. And I'm going to demonstrate. So go ahead and open your eyes and look at me. Yeah, you have a question? Yeah. Yeah. No, you actually, you inhale and then you exhale, then you contract it and then you hold it like that for the whole class. I know it's probably not, which is one. Yeah. Yeah. Echo is a teacher here also. And yeah, she's laughing about Mula Bandha because we're like, nobody can hold that for 95 minutes. And maybe if you're a really advanced yogi, you could. But I try to remember to remind people, like there are definitely specific asanas where it definitely helps to have a lightness to pull up your pelvic floor, like you're sucking in your tummy for a picture, really. But you can't keep it like, you can't suck in your tummy like you're posing for a picture for 95 minutes. So it's something to work on and be humble about. I certainly, I approach it with humility and like, oh, this is a good time to pull in Mula Bandha. Okay, so the next element is continuous movement from one asana to the next. So I'm going to demonstrate that. And that is most easily understood in sun salutation. So if I'm in downward dog, so I'm going to go inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. So does that make sense? I'm continually movement. I'm not getting to the bottom of the chaturanga and just hanging out there. I'm moving slowly into it, then I move to the next thing. So we have a little arm choreography to help demonstrate this. I will demonstrate first and then we'll all do it together. So it goes a little something like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's all do it together. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. So like I said, it's easier to understand that in a sun salutation, where you're going from one thing to the next. It's not quite as easy to understand that in a standing series where we're holding each pose for 5 breaths. But one way I like to describe that is Like, say I'm in Warrior One. I'm not just hanging out here, just thinking about pizza or what I'm going to have for lunch, if I should get beer or wine. I'm hanging, here, and I'm continuing to pull my right hip back. I'm continuing to lift up my sternum. I'm continuing to press my small finger together, and I'm continuing to just constantly slightly adjust, maybe bending the knee a little more as I breathe for the 5 breaths. So that's one thing to think about as we go ahead. So the last element, the last thing we're going to learn is dristi, and that means gaze. It's another Sanskrit word. It means where we look for each asana. And it's not just about looking pretty in the pose, it's also about directing the energy, as we're doing throughout the whole class. So what is this one? The last week, we're going to learn Jivamuti Surya Namaskar, which we also learned in the backbending class. So some of you may know it already. So everybody come to stand in Tadasana. In this lineage, Urban Sadhu comes from Jivamukti. Jivamukti comes from Ashtanga. Ashtanga comes from Pattabhi Jois, who was a person in India who studied with the father of modern yoga, Krishnamacharya. So you're studying from a lineage that is descended from the original, which that's a long, complicated conversation. But we're standing in Tadasana. Our arms are alongside the body. And in this lineage, we have our hands just slightly activated. So it's like little weights are on the end of your fingers as you stand in Tadasana. Our dristi, our gaze, is straight ahead. In ancient India, the Surya Namaskar would have been practiced facing east, waiting for the sun to rise. So we're standing facing east, looking at the sun, looking at the horizon. Inhale with straight legs, hook the thumbs, lift the arms by the ears, arch back, dristi is at the thumbs. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands down and behind to clasp, straighten the arms and legs, dristi is the shins. Inhale, bend the knees, hands to the earth, right foot back to low lunge, dristi is across the room, looking forward. Exhale, step back to downward dog, dristi is the shins. Inhale to plank, dristi is across the room. Exhale, bend the elbows 2 inches, chaturanga, dristi is across the room. Inhale, upward facing dog, dristi is up. Exhale, downward facing dog, dristi is the shins. Inhale to plank, dristi is across the room. Exhale, knees to the floor, chest, chin to the floor, dristi is down the nose. Inhale, pull the chest through, baby cobra, bhujangasana. Dristi's down the nose. Exhale, tuck the toes, bring the seat to the heels, extend the legs, downward dog, dristi is the shins. Inhale, the right foot forward, lunge, dristi across the room. Exhale, left foot forward, fold, dristi is shins. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, lift the arms by the ears, arch back, dristi is thumbs. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands down and behind to clasp, straighten arms and legs, dristi is shins. Inhale, bend the knees, hands down, left foot back to low lunge, dristi's across the room. Exhale to downward dog, dristi is shins. Inhale to plank, dristi's across the room. Exhale, bend the elbows 2 inches, chaturanga, dristi's across the room. Inhale, upward facing dog, dristi is up. Exhale, downward facing dog, dristi is shins. Inhale to plank, dristi across the room. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the floor, dristi down the nose. Inhale, pull the chest through, bhujangasana, dristi down the nose. Exhale, tuck the toes, seat to heels, extend the legs, downward dog, dristi is shins. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge, dristi is straight forward. Exhale, right foot forward, fold, dristi is shins. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, lift the arms by the ears, arch back, dristi is thumbs. Exhale, Tadasana. That was really great. Most of y'all have done this one before. Yeah, it looked really good. A couple small things to be aware of. So the first one, when we talk about Dristius, the thumbs. So everybody look at me from the side. So I'm going to hook the thumbs. I lift the arms by the ears. When the arms are right by my ears, then I can lift my chest and look up. See, I'm looking at the thumbs, but I'm not dropping my head back like that. So try to keep your ears in line with the arms and just look up at the thumbs. Does that make sense? Okay, beautiful. And then this one looked good. Everything looked good. Let's talk about chaturanga. Yeah, we're pretty good on chaturanga, but let's talk about a little bit more. When you come forward, you're going to come forward just a little past your wrists. Bend the elbows so the elbows are right by your body. If you feel like you're not strong enough, you only have to bend the elbows 1 or 2 inches, looking across the room. Roll over the feet, either one at a time or both at the same time. Up and then back. And then try to find a little more spinal articulation. So the knees come to the floor, the chest and the chin come to the floor. Your booty is pretty far high up in the air like that. The elbows are still by the side. You want to keep your elbows by the side because that's going to help protect your rotator cuff. And then you pull through. This looked pretty good. Keep the elbows by the side. Everything else looks great. Really good. Any questions about that? All right, let's do it again. We will do it with the music. So, I hear somebody drinking water. I know, it's summertime. It's hard not to drink water. All right. All right, standing in Tadasana, like little weights on the end of each fingers. Dristi is at the horizon. Inhale with straight legs. Hook the thumbs, lift the arms by the ears, arch back. Good. Exhale, bend the knees. Sweep the hands down and behind to clasp. Straighten arms and legs. Inhale, bend knees, hands down, right foot back to low lunge. Exhale, step back, downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to earth. Inhale, pull chest through, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to heels, extend legs, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lunge, looking forward. Exhale, left foot forward, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, lift the arms, arch back. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands down and behind to clasp, straighten arms and legs. Inhale, bend knees, hands down, left foot back to low lunge. Exhale, step back, downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin to the earth. Inhale, pull chest through, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes, seat to heels, extend legs, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge, looking forward. Exhale, right foot forward, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, lift arms, arch back. Exhale, Tadasana. Good job. And I can see y'all incorporated some of the things we talked about, but I want to talk about a couple more things now. That's the way it goes in this foundational vinyasa. Okay, so try not to put your legs on the floor in chaturanga. And so one thing that we do, I'm going to explain. In a lot of places, when you prepare, a lot of lineages, they bring the arms up to the legs and they have a flat back here. There's nothing wrong with that. That is a back strengthener. That's not what we do here. Here, when we are preparing to move into jump back, we place the hands down and we lift the spine looking forward. And if you can't do this, you use your blocks. You hold on to the inside of the blocks. You look forward, or you could hold on to like that and look forward. The reason we do that here is we are preparing ourselves to be able to jump back into chaturanga, or eventually, once become advanced yogis, we're preparing to jump up all the way into a headstand, handstand, and then come down into chaturanga. I can't do that, and I've been practicing for 8 years. So, but that's why we press the hands down. So also, we don't press just partly down. You want your hand all the way down, because you don't want to do undue stress on different joints of the hands. You will hear a lot of flack about that if you try to use your thumbs as kickstands here in this school. So that's something to think about. And then just try not to lower your legs to the floor. I know in chaturanga, you might feel like you don't have the arm strength, but all you have to do is just bend your elbows 2 inches. So keep that in mind. So we're going to move forward to our standing series. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, you're doing great. You look really great. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat, standing in Tadasana. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the prayer, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up halfway, prepare. Use your blocks if you can't press your hands all the way down. Yep, good. Inhale, look up halfway, prepare. Exhale, jump or step back into chaturanga. Bend the elbows into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right foot forward, left heel to floor, lift up, warrior one. So bring the left heel all the way to the floor. Yep. Now, our warrior one, you're going to be looking up at the thumbs again. So press the little fingers together more than the thumbs. This is going to help open up your upper arm bones away from your face. Try to straighten the arms. Good. Pull the right hip back, the left hip forward, and keep bending the knee. You can cheat down and look real quick to see if your right knee is over the middle of the foot, and then look back at the thumbs. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, open the shoulders and the hips to the side, and exhale, bend the right leg, warrior two. Inhale, extend the right leg, pull the left hip back, reach the right arm front. Exhale, the right arm down to the shin, left arm up for Trikonasana. Good. Now everyone pull their left hip up and back. Roll both your shoulders back a little bit. Keep pulling that left hip up and back. Inhale, exhale, 2, inhale, exhale, 3, inhale, exhale, 4, just a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, 5, inhale, lift the torso. Exhale, bend the right knee, warrior two. Okay, good. So everybody, make sure, see if you can feel what your body is doing, and you want to bring your shoulders back over your hips. You don't want to be surfing USA, so shoulders over the hips. Feel your tailbone and your pelvic bone pulling together. Guess what? Mula Bandha, pulling up the pelvic floor is going to help in warrior two a lot. And also try to soften the shoulders. It's the muscles between the shoulder blades that are doing the work. 2 more breaths. Inhale, yes, soften here. Exhale, these muscles here doing the work. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, extend the right leg, a little brief break. Exhale, bend the right leg, bring right hand outside the right foot on a block, left arm up and over the ear. The thumb is reaching for the sky. So you're bringing the arm for this one over the ear. There you go. Extended side angle, Parsvottanasana. Make sure the back of your right leg is braced against the right arm. There you go. Inhale, exhale, 2, beautiful. Inhale, exhale, 3. You want to feel the energy all the way from these left fingers to the left heel. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale the left hand down to frame the front foot. Soften the front knee. Exhale, bring the back foot in till the heel is on the floor. Now everyone, cheat down, look at your feet. Make sure all 10 toes are facing the front of the mat, so your feet are parallel. Also, your feet are hips width distance apart, as if you're standing on train tracks, not a tightrope. Now pull the right hip back. Press your hands down to the floor. Extend your spine so you're looking forward. Keep pulling the right hip back. Fold over the right leg. Parsvottanasana. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Try to straighten the right leg. Exhale. 3. Can you straighten the right leg? You might need your blocks higher. There you go. Keep pulling this right hip back. Yep. And try to straighten this leg. Nice. Good. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale. Press your hands down as you lengthen the spine, looking forward again. Exhale, bend both knees, back knee comes to the floor. Inhale, lift the torso, lift the arms by the ears. Exhale, the hands to prayer, twist to the right, left elbow outside the knee. Inhale, if you feel stable, extend the back leg. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale the hands down to frame the front foot. Now, everybody, on the exhale, lift the left knee. Inhale, extend the right leg. Lift the left leg to standing split. And exhale, fold over the right leg. Press down into your blocks if you need them. Press your hands down all the way so the thumbs are on the inside of the blocks and the fingers on their outside if you're using the blocks. Good. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, keep pushing your hands down, but lift your spine up again. Now stack the hips, bend the left knee, and then exhale, spiral down. The left knee comes to the floor outside the right foot, and both sits bones on the floor. Everybody, see if you can feel that both sits bone. You might need to pull the right hip down. So both sits bones are equally on the floor. The right foot is pressing into the floor. Inhale the left arm by the ear. Exhale, twist to the right, elbow outside the knee, right hand behind you, and twist to look at the wall. We did this, we did this in the warm-up. Now we have the bottom leg bent. On each exhale, see if you can use your abdominals to help you twist a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Keep pressing your foot down. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale to the front of the mat. Exhale, counter twist to the other side. Inhale, back to the front. Bring the left shin parallel to the front of the mat. Stack the right shin on top. Flex the feet. Now, flexing the feet is going to protect your knees. Look down. You want to make sure the right ankle is on the outside of the left knee. Flex the feet. If that makes anybody have to, their knee is way up in the air, you're going to use the blanket. Yep, you already know it. Good. So flex the feet. Even if you're using the blanket, keep the feet flexed. So flex your feet. Can you bring the ankle over a little bit more? Yeah. There you go. And you get that here and you got that here. So you know what flex the feet is? It's like that. There you go. That's protecting the knee. Inhale, lift the spine. Maybe the fingers come to the floor. Maybe the elbow dangle. Breathe into that tightness in the hip. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the torso. Lift the right knee up about 2 inches, and exhale, swing the left leg around and find your pigeon. Now, if your right hip is way off the floor, you may want your block or your blanket underneath your right hip. Good. And we're going to stay upright, so press your hands down into either the floor or your blocks. Feel the back bend happening here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Good. Nice, strong shoulders. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Great use of props. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, press the hands down in front, tuck the back toes, and exhale, step back to downward dog. Let's just take a couple breaths here in downward dog. Good. And now we're going to move to the left side. Inhale the left foot forward, right heel to floor, lift up, warrior 1. Try to remember all that stuff we talked about, pressing the little finger together, pulling the left hip back. Continue to bend the front knee over the foot. Try to straighten your back leg. Can you straighten this back leg a little more? There you go. Good, good, good. Yep. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Try to pull that hip back. Exhale, 2. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Your arms are a little more forward, so you're looking up at the thumbs. Inhale. Exhale, open the shoulders and the hips to the side and find your warrior 2. Inhale, extend the left leg, pull the right hip back, reach the left arm front. Exhale, the left arm down, right arm up, Trikonasana. Pull the right hip up and back, roll the shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. The leg is straight on this one. Inhale. Try to straighten this leg. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the torso. Exhale, now you're going to bend the left knee for warrior 2. Yeah, warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Remember the Mula Bandha. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Just 1 second. Pull your shoulders back over the hips. So like that. Yep, yep, yep. Inhale. Exhale, 4. There you go. That's better. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, extend the left knee. Little break. Exhale, rebend the left knee. Left hand outside the left foot. Make sure the back of the leg is pressed against the left arm. Right arm up and over the ear. Inhale. Now try to glue this together. Yep, they're going to support each other. Good. Feel the energy from these fingers all the way down to the heel. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale the right hand down to frame the front foot. Soften the front knee. Exhale, pull the back foot in till the heel is on the floor. Cheek down to look down. Make sure all 10 toes are facing forward so your feet are parallel. There you go. That's much better. Yep. And your feet are on train tracks, not a tightrope. So I think you can bring your legs just a little further apart this way. Okay, good. Inhale, press into the blocks, extend the spine to prepare, and exhale, fold over the left leg. Keep pulling the left hip back. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Pull this hip back. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, look up halfway, prepare. Exhale, bend the back knee all the way to the floor. Inhale, lift the torso, lift the arms by the ears. Exhale, hands to prayer, twist to the left elbow outside the knee. Inhale, if you extended the leg on the other side, do so on this side. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale the hands down to frame the front foot. Now, everybody, exhale, lift the right knee. Inhale, extend the front leg and lift the right leg to standing split. Exhale, fold over front leg. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, look up halfway. Stack the hips, bend the right knee. Exhale, spiral down, right knee to the floor outside the left foot. Both sits bones on the floor. Now find both sits bones down. I can pull the left hip down, press the left foot into the floor. Inhale the right arm by the ear. Exhale, twist to the left, elbow outside the knee. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Left hand behind you on the floor. Try to get it all the way on the floor, not just the fingers. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale to the front of the mat. Exhale, counter twist to the other side. Inhale, back to the front. Bring the right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Stack the left shin on top and flex the feet once again. So you want the left ankle outside the right knee. One shin stacked on the top of the other. Agni Stambhasana. Use any props you need. Flex the feet, lift the spine. Maybe the fingers come to the floor. Maybe the elbows come to the floor. Either way, lower your head. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift up halfway. Lift the left knee up a couple of inches. Exhale, swing the right leg around to pigeon. Press your hands down into the floor of the blocks to stay upright. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Drishti is straight forward for this pigeon. Press the hands down, tuck the back toes, and step back to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, looking past the hands. Inhale, jumper step between the hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the prayer back to awkward chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. All right, great job. I know it's a lot of little details, but that's what this intermediate class is about. It's getting your form and basically your form in a good way so you can move on to more advanced postures and more advanced classes. So everyone come to your little part of the wall, and I want you can bring the mat up to the wall, and I want you to sit down on the floor. Your back against the wall. Your feet are parallel here. I want you to see if you can feel your shoulder blades flat on the wall. It takes some muscle activation, pulling the muscles between the shoulder blades down so your shoulder blades are flat on the wall. Does everybody feel that? Okay, now keeping your shoulder blades flat on the wall, lift the arms up by the ears. And keep pulling the muscles between the shoulder blades down so your shoulder blades are still flat on the wall. Does anybody know what position we're in here? You've been in my class a long time. Yes, that's true. It's also downward dog. Yeah, so lower it down because it takes a lot of work, right? You feel that you're actually really using the muscles between the shoulder blades. I mean, you're actively using those to keep your arms like this. So this is what you want to find when your hands are on the floor and your feet are on the floor, is that you're actively pulling the muscles between the shoulder blades down the back. Okay, so this is good because for inversions. So now we're going to turn to the wall. We're going to make another L shape on the wall. Bring your hands here. Your feet are still parallel and hips width distance apart. Your head is between your hands. So we're in another L shape, sort of an inversion shape, right? Everybody breathe here. Keep pulling the muscles between the shoulder blades down the back and feel this stretch. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Walk your feet forward and come all the way up. So now we're going to make another L shape. We're moving into our inversions now. So I will demonstrate. You're going to come down to the floor so your heels are on the wall, your toes are curled under, your knees and your hands are on the floor. And then you extend your legs. So my toes are on the floor, the heels are on the wall. And then you're going to press down, press your right foot into the wall, and then press the left foot. Everybody go ahead and try that now. So come down to your hands and knees. Toes are on the floor. Extend the legs so the legs are straight. Lift the right foot, press it into the wall, and then lift the left foot, coming all the way up into an L shape. Keep pressing your feet into the wall, your hands into the earth. See if you can feel those muscles between the shoulder blades pulling down the back. Everyone breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Looks good. Inhale. Exhale, 2, inhale, exhale, 3, inhale, exhale, 4, inhale, exhale, 5, lower 1 foot at a time and come back down. Come down to your knees. How does that feel? Y'all are strong. You're strong. Yeah? Was it hard? I mean, a lot of times people in this level, they can't keep their feet on the wall. They slide, but y'all are doing great. We're going to do that again, but now you have an option to see if you can lift one leg up. You're probably not going to lift both legs up because that would be a handstand, but you can take one at a time like that. We're going to be here for 5 breaths, so you have 5 breaths to play around. So everybody come back to your hands and knees, heels on the wall. And straighten the legs, lift the right foot up and then the left foot up, and you can stay here or you can practice moving one leg, foot coming to the sky. Inhale, exhale, 1, inhale, exhale, 2, inhale, exhale, 3, inhale, exhale, 4, beautiful, inhale, exhale, 5, lower 1 foot at a time and come back down. Gorgeous, you guys, I won't say you guys, y'all are strong. You're strong. Okay, so now we can turn around and do it the other way. So I'll demonstrate. We're going to try it like this. You're going to come about 1.5 feet from the wall. You're going to bring 1 foot forward. You lift the other leg. Now you make sure that your shoulders are over the wrist. That's the first thing you do. And then you're just going to hop the bottom foot up to the top foot like this. Maybe you come up all the way. Oh, my microphone is about to fall off. Okay, so we're going to try it 3 times on the right side and then 3 times on the left side. I'll know you're finished when you come back to a child seat. Yep, step 1 leg forward, yep. Okay, so you're going to come into your downward dog. You're going to walk 1 foot forward. You're going to lift the other foot. And then you're going to hop the bottom foot up to the top foot. And you're going to do 5 times on one side. Yep. Look down. Make sure your shoulders are over the wrists. And look forward. Look forward. Don't look at your foot. Look at the wall. You always go where you're looking. So everybody look forward to the black part on the wall. Look forward to the black part on the wall, okay? Don't look at your foot. Yep. And you need to be a little further back. There you go. All right. Good. Good. So if you don't have your shoulders over the wrists, you're never going to be able to come up, because I don't think anybody here is advanced enough to do a slanted handstand. Go ahead, everybody, come back down. So we don't really have enough time to keep working on this, but that kind of shows you where you are. And the first thing to pay attention to is your shoulders over the wrists. So we'll keep practicing. Come back next month. All right, so we're going to practice. Now we're going to practice forearm stand. And this is the way we're going to do it. So you're going to grab one of your blocks. I'm going to demonstrate. You're going to come over to the wall. You're going to bring your hands like L's around the block. And then you bring the block to the floor. Your hands are on the floor. And then you bring their elbows to the floor and you extend the legs. Now you can stay like this, or you can walk one foot forward, lift the other leg, and then try to hop the bottom leg up to the top leg. Now, the important thing is that I am looking at this line here. Don't look back at your feet, okay? So everybody go ahead and try that. Try to do 5 on the right. Take a little break, and then 5 on the left. Look at that block. Your elbows are on the floor. Yep. Keep looking forward. Beautiful, Echo. Elbows on the floor. Good job. You're going for it. Once you've done 5 on the right and 5 on the left, come back to a child seat. All right, everybody come on down. Take a break. Take a break. Like I said, we're running out of time. Oh, Echo, you already took your thing off. Could you show them one time with the strap on it? We don't have time to workshop on this today, but this is one way to help you keep your elbows underneath your shoulders. Beautiful. Yay. Okay, so maybe next time we'll have time for that, or if you're in open class, but I want everybody to turn around. We're just going to come to the prep for this. Dolphin. This is dolphin. So everybody bring your L-shaped hands around the block. Press your elbows down into the floor and tuck the toes and lift the seat and really press your arms. Press your elbows, your lower arms into the floor, look forward. We're just going to stay here. So extend the legs. So everybody feels how much opening and strength you have to have in the shoulders here. Do you feel that? Say yes or no. Yes? Okay, good. Let's breathe here. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the knees to the earth. And everybody come to a child seat. I'm going to come around, give everyone just a little quick adjustment. Okay, so if you want to develop the strength to come into shoulder stand, that shoulder stand prep, Buy yourself a block, keep it at your house, and practice that every day. That shoulder stand prep, that thing we just did, which we also call dolphin. That's going to help you find the flexibility and the strength in your shoulders to eventually come up and stay up. Good. We have one more inversion that we're going to do before we move on. So everybody can turn around and look at me. Now we're going to all practice headstand, which we've been practicing in this class through the other weeks too. So I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to do. You're going to bring your hands, clasped hands like this. You're going to come up to your little part of the wall. The clasped hands go here. The top of the head goes right down to the floor. Try to keep your elbows underneath your shoulders here. And you can tuck the toes. Now you can stay here, or you can keep trying to walk your feet forward till your whole back is on the wall. And if your whole back gets to the wall, just bend your knees up like this and see if your feet can come up and stand in headstand. And come up. I want everybody to try to come up or hold the prep. So 2 options, either this or headstand. Breathe 10 breaths on your own and then come back down to child seat, okay? Yeah. Yeah, the top of my head is right behind the wrist crease. That's the way I do it. Some people like to have it like that. This is the way I do it, like that. And you may be able to, put your head on the floor, come up. Practice like that for a few months and then realize my neck is hurting. And you realize that you need to find it on a different part of the head. So right now, just do your best. Bring the top of the head to the mat and just check in with yourself. If it starts to hurt your neck, then just come down. But even if you just hold the prep, that's going to strengthen your upper back muscles to help you eventually come up into a headstand. Beautiful. I'm going to come over here because you're kind of getting frantic. You don't want to be frantic. You want to stay in your breath. I mean, this is good. Good. Now come back to your breath, okay? Nice, slow, deep breaths. Good. You're there. Oh, I forgot to mention, Mula Bandha can help this one. If you're pulling in your pelvic floor, even when you're upside down, it might help you control your abdomen a little better. Good. Once you finish your 10 breaths, come back to child seat. Good job, everybody. All right, everybody turn around so your arms, your hands are going into the middle of the room. And tuck the toes, and we'll all come into downward dog with our arms facing the middle of the room. Then come forward to plank. Exhale the knees, chest, chin to the earth. Inhale, pull the chest through to baby cobra. Exhale, lift the hands off the earth. Inhale. Feet down. Exhale, 1. We're not there yet. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Rest one cheek on the mat. Rock out the hips so you can see. So that's Bhujangasana, Cobra. That's the way we practice Cobra here in this lineage. And you can see that that is a back strengthener. Did everybody feel that? Strengthening the back. Now bring the arms alongside the body with the palms up, the forehead to the mat, feet together. Inhale, lift everything up, balancing on the navel, Shalambhasana. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, lift up as high as you can. Exhale, lower. Rest one cheek on the mat. Rock out the hips. Bring the forehead to the mat. Bend the knees. Hold on to the ankles. Inhale, lift up. Trying to keep the knees together as much as possible. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Rest one cheek on the mat. Rock out the hips. Now on this, we're going to do Dhanurasana, bow. Again, if you know the variation for holding on to the inside of the ankles, that's fine. Bend the knees, holding on to the ankles. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, left. Exhale, lower. Rock out the hips. And turn over onto your back. Set up for Setu Bandhasana, half bridge. Bend the knees, bringing the feet to the floor. Keep the feet and the knees inner hip width distance apart. Reach down, tickle the back of the heels. Inhale, lift the lower, middle, upper back. Exhale, roll the shoulders under. Maybe clasp the hands together if possible. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now bring your feet as wide as the mat and then drop one knee into the middle and then the other knee to the middle. Windshield wiping the knees back and forth. Hopefully you can feel that this is releasing a little bit of that lower back tension. Now bring your feet back to hips width. And you can repeat Setu Bandhasana, or you can bring your hands by your ears with the fingers pointing to the shoulders for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Press down into the hands and the feet. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, lower. Rock out the knees. Windshield wiper the knees. Releasing that lower back. Second round, bring the hands by the ears. If you need to repeat, if you would like to do Setu Bandhasana, again, that's fine too. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, lower windshield wiper the knees. One more round. You can choose whether you want Setu Bandhasana or Urdhva Dhanurasana. I would like you to count these 5 breaths on your own, and I'll know you're finished when you hug your knees into the chest. Beautiful. Part of advancing your practice in yoga is knowing when you've gotten to the point where you can't do something again. Knowing, okay, well, I don't need to push myself and do a 3rd round. I need to do Setu Bandhasana again. That's a sign of an advanced practice. So everybody hug your knees into the chest, releasing your lower back. And then lower the knees to the left side. Keep them as high as your navel and look back to the right. Bring your right arm alongside on the floor. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale the knees to the center. Exhale the knees to the right. Look back to the left. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale the knees to the center. And you can rock back and forth or side to side for just a moment. Then everyone roll up and turn around and extend your feet towards the middle of the room, moving into our forward folds. The legs are straight ahead for Paschimottanasana. Now hold on wherever you can, beneath your knees. Pull the shoulders back, reach your chest forward like you're trying to touch the opposite wall with your chest. And then lay your torso down. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Keep lifting your chest, reaching your chest out. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Inhale, lift the torso, lift the right knee to the chest. Exhale, right knee goes out to the side, bottom of the foot against the leg. Take a slight twist over your leg. Once again, hold on wherever you can. Pull the chest forward like it's reaching past the toes. Lay your torso down on your leg, Janu Shirshasana. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the torso, lift the right knee. Exhale, extend the right leg. Inhale, bend the left knee in. Exhale, left leg falls out to the side, bottom of the foot against the thigh. Take a slight twist over the right leg. Hold on wherever you can. Shoulders back, chest forward. Lay the torso down. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift the torso, lift the knee. Exhale, extend the legs out, shake them out. And then bend your knees into your chest. Open the knees out to the side, bottom of the feet. Open the feet like a book. Your knees are reaching down for the floor. And guess what? You're going to extend the spine and you're going to round the spine, touching the top of your head down to the floor. Baddha Konasana. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale. Lift up. Bring your feet to the floor, hips with distance, hands behind. Inhale, lift the hips to tabletop. And see if you can tell if there's a difference now than there was at the top of the class in the warm-up when we did this. How has your body opened up throughout the class? 2 more breaths. Lift the chin to the chest. Exhale, lower. And we have just enough time. Does everybody know shoulder stand in this class? You familiar with shoulder stand? Okay. Well, I'm going to teach you shoulder stand at the wall then. So I'm going to use this blanket. And if you know shoulder stand at the wall or in the middle of the room, go ahead and come into that. So we're going to take this. Huh? It may be called candlestick other places. Yeah. So we're going to move over to the side a little bit. I mean, it probably is. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna, since you haven't practiced it here before, we're gonna do it at the wall. So I want you to sit down here, and you're gonna bring your shoulders right to here, and then your legs up the wall, and then we'll go from there, okay? Okay, so you're gonna do it too, so you don't wanna do this part? Oh, I see you're doing it out here. Oh, okay, cool, okay. Yeah, so you want to start with your hip at the wall and then lay your shoulders here, and then you can just turn your body so the legs come up the wall. Well, that works too. You got it. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Yes. Okay. So now if you're in the wall, bring your feet to the floor. Feet to the wall. Bend your knees so your feet are on the wall. And then lift the hips up over the shoulders, extend the arms towards the wall, clasp them together. That shows you where your elbows need to be. And then keep the elbows there, lift the hands up your back. There, is this called candlestick too? Yes. Okay. Okay, good. And we're all gonna be in shoulder stand for 1 more minute. Keep trying to lift your hips over your shoulders and your feet over the hips. Lowering the feet overhead into plow. Now press your arms down into the floor, your hands down into the floor. Using the strength of your arms and your abs, slowly roll down. And if you're at the wall, go ahead and bend your knees over to the side. And then lengthen your mat back out for Matsyasana fish. So everyone can lengthen the mat back out. You're going to remove the padding, lay on your back with your feet towards the wall, your head towards the middle of the room. Your legs are out straight. Prop up on the forearms like you're looking at the ocean. And then lift the chest up to the sky. Lower the top of the head to the mat. Matsyasana fish. Opening up the throat chakra here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale the chin to the chest. And exhale, lower. And everyone, find your Shavasana. Now I want you to use any props that you need so that you can surrender. We have 9-minute Shavasana. So you need a little rolled up burrito underneath your knees to relieve your lower back, or if you need just a little bit of padding underneath your head, do what you need to so that you can surrender here during this time is for you. Begin to deepen the breath. As you deepen the breath, observe the movement in your chest, your ribs, your abdomen. Allow that movement to extend to the extremities, waking up the fingers and toes, circling out the wrists and the ankles. Stretching the arms overhead, hugging the knees to the chest, rolling over to the right side. And just pause here a moment. And you can decide if you want to take that intention of exploring the chakras, if that's something you want to take out when you leave this space. Is that something you want to take with you? And then pressing your top hand into the earth, lift yourself back up and find a seated position for meditation. So you might want to sit on a blanket so that your hips are higher than your knees. In an open class, we practice a 5-minute meditation in every open class. But today we're just going to practice a 4-minute meditation. So close your eyes, commit to being still, withdraw the senses, and say to yourself on the inhale, Om, and say to yourself on the exhale, Om. And we'll close the class by chanting Om, 3 Oms. Option to bring your hands to Anjali Mudra at heart center and bowing the head slightly. Namaste. Thank you all for your practice today and your presence. I'll just say if you found this class was really challenging, it would be great to go back to the fundamentals class, which is more elementary than this. This is the intermediate class. Fundamentals is the beginning class. And if you found this class just easy, woohoo, easy, you're ready for the open and the express. So that's something for you to decide. And I hope to see you next week for going back to the beginning of the series, the standing asanas. So thank you everybody so much. Take care. You're welcome.